Lawyers representing powerful weight loss giants are pressuring us to have this video removed, which is why you need to watch it today. Watch carefully. You're about to see how to melt every last ounce of unwanted fat and transform your entire life with a simple, safe 10-second breakthrough. Just before I show you how I burned off 62 pounds of fat and saved my life, I should introduce myself. My name is Robert Harris and I'm from near Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I'm married to my wonderful wife, Sonia. We have two incredible kids, Jackson and Emma. And just 2 years ago, I woke up in the ER in Lancaster Hospital with 62 pounds of fat crushing my heart, pancreas, and liver. My weight gain was confusing and frustrating. As a young guy, I played on the school football team and I ran the 400 meter for Penn Athletics. I worked as a firefighter and fire medic for 18 years. Fighting raging wildfires was what we did best, and I can tell you, I needed to be in shape to give it everything I had. I didn't have an ounce of fat. When I hit 35, I moved into a desk job due to a knee injury I sustained on duty. And that's when I started getting annoying belly flab I couldn't lose. Then a few years later, I hit 240 pounds, a shocking 60 pounds overweight. The doctor warned me about my deadly blood pressure and blood sugar, but the worst part was losing my looks and confidence. At my 20th high school reunion, I heard two guys talking about me in the restroom. I can't believe how fat he got. He's aged before his time. And even his belly fat will give him a heart attack. It hurt because I knew they were right. At the same time, my wife Sonia was 38 pounds overweight and becoming more depressed and anxious every month. She felt like she was aging too fast and she missed how her body used to be. She'd been beautiful and slim her whole life until she had our second child, Jackson. She couldn't drop a single pound and she was frustrated. Was she going to be overweight for life? The more we exercised and dieted, the more weight we put on. Doctors and nutritionists all said the same thing. Watch your diet, exercise. If you've ever tried it yourself, you must be laughing at how stupid this advice is. You try one diet, then another, then another. You exercise, you're exhausted, but you can't drop a pound. Maybe you think it's your fault. Maybe you feel angry or sad. Well, that's how we felt too. We tried keto, paleo, Atkins, vegan, low-fat, intermittent fasting, and 7-day detoxes. I tried diets that made crazy promises to burn off all my fat in no time, but they did nothing at all for me. We joined a gym. Sometimes we lost a few pounds. Then, like everyone else, we put even more weight back on. But what really hit us like a ton of bricks was the destructive effect on our marriage. It's embarrassing, but belly fat destroys your sex drive. It was almost impossible for me to be intimate with my wife. Sonia was ashamed to be seen naked or in a swimsuit. She hated her body and couldn't bear to be touched. Our intimacy issues drove a knife through the heart of our marriage. We'd go for months on end without being intimate. I was even wondering if my Sonia had met someone else. It hurt deeply. It hit a low point one day when I got home early and overheard Sonia talking on the phone with her sister. "He's 60 pounds overweight. I'm not even sure we're in love anymore," she said, choking back a sob. It was a brutal punch to the gut. I felt ashamed that I'd let my wife down. I'd lost my looks and my health. She was the love of my life. I'd let myself go and now look at me. I went back to my car and to my shock, an intruder was raiding my garage. I startled him and that's when he turned on me with his gun. His finger was itching to pull the trigger as he forced his pistol down my throat. I was paralyzed with fear. My heart was pounding. My young daughter arrived, screaming and pleading for her daddy's life. "That's my daddy. Don't shoot him. Mister, please," she cried. "He's the best daddy. I love him. Let him go." The thief suddenly turned and ran, dropping his weapon as he did. I chased him, and that's when I got a crushing pain in my chest and collapsed in a heap. I couldn't breathe. It felt like an elephant was standing on my chest. Panic raced through my mind before I blacked out. Was this the end? Would I see my children again? Would I ever see their beautiful smiles? The next thing I knew, I was coming to in a hospital bed with tubes hanging out of my arms. My family stood around me. Their eyes were red with tears. My children looked pale and scared. "I prayed last night, Daddy. I prayed for you to wake up so I could just hug you again." My boy Jackson said as tears streamed down his cheeks. It was a punch to the gut. I was meant to be their leader and their protector. So now I was lying there like a beached whale and my family cried their eyes out. I felt helpless and guilty in a way I never had before. Dr. Wiseman in the hospital was a straight shooter. The fat around your organs is like a vice that crushes your heart, pancreas, and liver, he said. Your pancreas struggles to release insulin, so your blood sugar levels rise. As your blood sugar levels rise, your blood becomes like syrup. Your heart struggles desperately to pump your thick blood through your clogging arteries. And unless you lose at least 40 pounds in the next 6 months, you could be struck by another heart attack or stroke at any moment. It's like you're standing in the middle of the highway wearing a blindfold, waiting to get hit by a truck. It narrowly missed you today, Robert, but next time you won't be so lucky. My blood froze cold when I heard those words. Unless something changed fast, I'd never see my kids grow up. I'd never throw a football with my boy in the park. I'd never see them graduate, go to prom, fall in love, get married and have their own kids. All of these beautiful moments would take place, only without me. It hit me like a freight train, and that was my turning point. That night, I prayed. A voice deep inside told me I had one last chance. God had given me the second chance, and this time, I had to do something different. Something that flew in the face of all the conventional advice about weight loss. I had to fight like never before, like when the fiercest wildfire surrounded 8 of us. Yet we refused to give up and somehow emerged blackened and barely alive from smoke and intense heat. When I woke up the next morning, I knew my prayers would be answered. And this turning point is what led me straight to the fat melting secret I discovered just a few days later. It came from a most unexpected source. A few weeks later, my nephew Michael came to stay. Michael and I go back a long way. When he was a kid, we'd have fun canoeing in the rivers and going camping. I was proud to see him grow up, graduate, and go on to study medicine. He'd spent 6 months on a research trip to study the healthiest, longest living populations in the world. And the doctors he'd met overseas had changed his entire perception of health and medicine. I told Michael about my sudden collapse and the Dr. Wiseman's disturbing warning, but to my surprise, he didn't seem concerned. "Your worries will be over soon, Uncle Robert," he told me with a smile. See, the solution for obesity and weight-related problems was actually discovered years ago. The problem is that here in America, it is being fraudulently hidden from the public, and anyone who tries to reveal it is immediately shut down and treated as an outcast. They want to keep everyone overweight so that they can make money from selling them the useless diets and meal plans that they sell. Let me explain. I was lucky enough to get my work experience on a Greek island in the Aegean Sea. My professors told me there was a lot of buzz in the scientific community about this island. They can't understand why the locals are living so long, why heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and other deadly health conditions are almost unheard of. I didn't see a single overweight man or woman even though they ate sausages, pasta, potatoes, and desserts, and drank beer and wine daily. This island is called Ikaria, and while I was there, I worked with Dr. Alex Giannopoulos, an award-winning doctor who conducted a 10-year study on the Ikarian people. Dr. Giannopoulos showed me this one thing that helps them stay permanently lean and fit all their lives, even with their high-carb and high-sugar diet. It's all down to a potent juice they drank each morning. It's made from the most powerful roots, leaves, and herbs known to man. Drinking this juice has a powerful 1-2 punch effect. First, it protects you from the dangerous internal irritation that blocks up your body with toxic fat. Second, it attacks and dissolves the fat that's clogging up your insides. When you drink it, you activate a powerful fat-burning mechanism, lighting up your brain, your mood, and your sex drive too. Dr. Giannopoulos tried to give this to the American weight loss and health industries years ago, but they attacked him with legal threats, and they even forced him to return to Greece. They know that if Americans find out how easy it really is to lose weight, they lose their easy profits overnight. I decided to research Ikaria at a big university medical research library a couple hours away. It was amazing what I found in scientific journals. Researchers were calling Ikaria the island with the key to longevity and the island where people forget to die. People there reported being more sexually active at advanced ages than any other community. They live on average 10 years longer than we do. They almost have no heart disease, cancer, depression, and dementia. I had to speak to him. Michael gave me his contact details. As you're about to see, calling him saved my life. When I finally got through to him, it seemed like he didn't want to talk. Then I poured out my heart about my struggles with my weight, my sudden near-tragic collapse, and how my health was tearing my marriage and my family apart. "I'm at the end of my rope," I said desperately. "Conventional methods have failed me. This juice formula is my last chance." Then after a long pause, Dr. Giannopoulos suddenly started talking. It was like a fountain of knowledge and wisdom came flowing out of him. "I'll give you this powerful juice formula in a minute," he told me. "But first, you need to know what the real cause of the belly fat and the obesity epidemic is. It's not eating too much sugar or carbs. And it's not about a sedentary lifestyle, your genetics, or anything else you hear about. Americans have decreased their consumption of both sugar and carbs the past 10 years. They're exercising more than ever. Yet half the people in the US are projected to be obese in a few years, and it's all because of this one thing. According to University of Alberta in Canada and scientists in the USA, all overweight people have high levels of a toxic lipid molecule called a ceramide. These foreign compounds force fat cells to spill into your bloodstream after you eat. The toxic fat clogs your vital organs, your liver, pancreas, and heart, and even your arteries. And when these vital organs are clogged up with fat, your metabolism slows to a crawl. You can't metabolize food properly, and your fat-burning hormones almost completely shut down. Your body switches to starvation mode. You store even more fat on your belly, back, buns, thighs, and hips. Ceramides wreak more havoc in the body. They cause insulin resistance and sometimes type 2 diabetes. They increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, and dementia too. So yes, we have proof the cause of weight gain, type 2 diabetes, dementia, and several other deadly conditions is one and the same: ceramides. You know those people who can eat whatever they want and still stay in shape? That's because they can flush out ceramides from their body at a faster rate. Unfortunately, not everyone can do that. It's not your fault. After all, these ceramide compounds are new to our bodies, and we haven't fully evolved to adapt to them yet. Think about it like this. Your body is like a powerful engine that burns up food as energy. When you're exposed to ceramides, it's like the pipes in the engine become clogged up with thick fat. You keep trying to clear out your pipes, but each time you do, some guy comes along and pours thick fat down them again, clogging them up. What you really need to do is take out this bad guy who's pouring fat into the pipes. And it's this toxic fat molecule, ceramides. The good news is, now we know how to do it. The powerful blend of plant compounds in the Ikaria juice is proven to neutralize ceramides and take them out at their source. Ikarians have the healthiest hearts, the longest life expectancies, and the lowest body fat levels in the world. It's all because the juice they drink each morning targets and flushes out ceramides and dissolves clogged fat. Their insides are shiny and new, and their metabolisms burn up every calorie, meaning they're practically immune to weight gain. This juice breaks down clogged fat and flushes it straight out. It's like when you pour drain cleaner down your sink and dissolve all of the hard fat that's clogging it up. It unclogs and renews your body from within, all while you become leaner and fitter because it melts the fat around your pancreas, liver, and heart and cleans out the arteries like a power hose. And it actually helps the liver grow stronger so your liver flushes out toxins and breaks down fat even faster each week that goes by. Your liver is your most powerful fat-burning organ. When it's clogged up with fat, you gain weight, you feel tired, your skin looks unhealthy, and even your bathroom visits are a chore. On the other hand, when your liver is clean, healthy, and free of fatty deposits, you start burning fat like a teenager again. You'll be brand new on the inside. Your skin looks healthy and smooth. You'll burn fat like you're working out intensely when in reality, you could be sitting around watching movies. Well, this sounded amazing to me, but I still felt a little skeptical. I reminded him that I wasn't a young guy anymore, and I wanted proof that this would work for people of any age. So is there real proof this juice works for everyone? I asked him. Yes, of course, he replied. The main ingredient in the juice is a powerful purple weed native to the Mediterranean. It's called milk thistle, and it's been used for 2,000 years as a remedy for liver disorders, for healthy blood sugar, smooth digestion, and to protect the brain against dementia. Its potent fat-melting effect is down to a group of medical plant compounds or flavonoids called psilocybin, psilocybin, and psilocristin. They may sound intimidating, but they're natural plant substances you can find in certain plants that grow wild. These compounds flush out the dangerous ceramide molecule and dissolve the clusters of toxic fat around your organs. With your body free of ceramides and fat clusters, you activate a powerful fat-burning mechanism. When you add more fat-melting ingredients, you burn up everything you eat like rocket fuel. You add taraxacum, which flushes out clogged fat, protects you from ceramides and toxins, and enhances digestion. Panax ginseng, a powerful root which boosts energy, shrinks fat cells, and according to Mayo Clinic, is proven to have a strong aphrodisiac effect in both men and women. Resveratrol from Ikaria red grapes, a plant chemical that supports a healthy heart and arteries and reduces fat mass. And a blend of polyphenols from the healthiest berries, citrus, and fruits you can find. Polyphenols are natural slimming chemicals that rejuvenate your cells. The US Army tested just one polyphenol called citrus pectin on its recruits. The result was mind-blowing. In small doses, pectin made Army personnel feel more satisfied after meals and less hungry for up to 4 hours. I felt excited as I imagined what this powerful juice blend could do for me. I imagined the powerful plants milk thistle and taraxacum combining to dissolve my clogged fat and flush it straight out, as they cleaned out my liver and turned it into a powerful fat-burning machine. I'd feel lighter, cleaner, and more energetic. Then the delicious polyphenol blend would amp up my metabolism, melt away pound after pound of belly fat, and help my brain feel sharper and younger. Then I had a thought. Why aren't these powerful plants being used to end the obesity epidemic, doctor? I asked him. Well, the pharma and weight loss industries don't actually want you to get healthy and in shape, he replied. Think about it. How many diets have ever worked for you in the long term? You know the answer is none. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to me. So make sure to follow my advice, because what I'm about to give you is the only thing that works to lose all your weight and keep it off. Americans spend $33 billion on weight loss products a year. They know that if you lose weight and keep it off, you'll never buy another diet, meal plan, or expensive workout in your life. So they'll fight tooth and nail to keep you overweight by selling you solutions they know don't work. Some low-carb diets are linked to heart disease. One health food they aggressively push, cottage cheese, can contain high levels of sodium, which can trigger a sudden heart attack. And spinach, which they also promote, can contain dangerous levels of toxic pesticides that are banned in Europe. Even if diets help temporarily, they're proven to cause you to actually gain weight in the long run instead of lose it. What he said next shocked me. I tried to reveal this potent juice formula in the US myself. I even took it to the biggest weight loss companies in America, he told me. But I shouldn't have done that. As soon as any weight loss breakthrough is made that threatens their profits, they suppress it as much as they can. They even have an entire department of people whose job it is to silence people with legal threats. They promised me that they would share it with the public, but then they buried the studies and issued a number of lawsuits against me. I had to return to Greece immediately. You can still find out the truth about Ikaria and this juice in studies, but you won't find it in the US media. It made me furious to know millions were struggling with their weight without knowing how easy it could be. I vowed that if this juice worked for me, I'd share the recipe with as many people as I could. Dr. Giannopoulos gave me a binder containing all of the research and the powerful juice formula. The key studies in there had the words restricted for internal use, not for public viewing, and a big weight loss company's name on it. It made me furious. They had been hiding the weight loss solution from the public for years, while millions were suffering. I had to make it for myself. It took me a few weeks to source the ingredients. They cost $985, as some had to be shipped from all over the world. After spending days measuring out the quantities, drying and grinding the plants, I was finally ready to try my first juice. I remember it well. It was a beautiful, clear spring day and the birds had started singing outside. I felt lucky to be alive that day and was strangely optimistic. I drank the juice at 7 a.m. I was impressed by how delicious and refreshing it tasted. Then I went about my day and forgot about it. The next day I woke up and weighed myself, thinking it would be too early to see a change, especially because I ate lasagna the night before. But it was amazing to see I was already 2.3 pounds lighter on the scale. Maybe it's just water weight, I thought. A few days later, I weighed myself again. I dropped a mind-blowing 7 pounds. I felt sharper, more energetic, and my pants were already looser. My energy levels were increasing and my digestion was super smooth. The weeks went by and I dropped 15 pounds, then 20. And to my amazement, the fat just kept melting off. Before long, I was a shocking 34 pounds down. I was less hungry. I was bouncing out of bed each morning. I enjoyed the sight of my new, leaner belly each morning and my new zest for life. I could play ball with Jackson all day and still have energy to burn at night. I felt like $1,000,000. 3 months after my first juice and 49 pounds lighter, I saw my doctor for a checkup. It was funny to watch his face as he looked at my results. "Your markers are in excellent shape," he said. "Not only have you dropped 49 pounds, your blood pressure, glucose levels, and heart are now the equivalent of a healthy 29-year-old. I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it," he added. And while all this was wonderful, I soon realized I had a big problem. The rare ingredients were becoming more expensive and harder to source. I wanted to share this juice with as many others as I could, but now it seemed impossible. And that's when my nephew Michael stepped in. He sent out a request to 150 medical school professors around the world, asking for help sourcing these rare ingredients. After a week, 5 of them came back with the same name, Dr. Hiroyuki Osaka, a top formulator and medical researcher who'd worked with high-level medical schools and elite athletes in Japan for years. He was a major force behind helping Japanese men and women become among the leanest in the world. A year earlier, his best friend in the US had a sudden heart attack related to his weight. He had a personal interest in helping out Americans. I immediately felt at ease because Dr. Osaka was so professional, trustworthy, and experienced. "Robert, I've seen all the studies about this newly discovered cause of weight gain, and the research is entirely accurate," he said. "Millions of Americans are stuck in dangerous fat storage mode because of the toxic fat clogging their internal organs. Most people don't realize it, but their lives are at risk. According to studies, you're twice as likely to get struck by a sudden heart attack. You're 71% more likely to get type 2 diabetes and 42% more likely to suffer from depression. The good news is, once we formulate these powerful plants, any man or woman can target this dangerous root cause of fat with laser precision. Now, for the juice to be 100% effective, you must combine the ingredients in exact ratios and take it at the right time. That's what creates the powerful catalytic effect that eliminates body fat." Before he got started, Dr. Osaka granted a special request of mine to add an extra cocktail of even more powerful plants. We called this our potency blend, a high-octane combination of roots and herbs to enhance metabolism and add even more incredible benefits. So we could help every last man and woman suffering from every type of belly fat, even those who think nothing works for them. He added ECGC from green tea, a powerful antioxidant which the Japanese have been drinking for millennia to burn fat rapidly by heating up fat cells. Then a special pigment from Mediterranean kelp called fucoxanthin. Scientists in Japan discovered that fucoxanthin stimulates a tiny protein which converts fat cells to energy and heat. Then turmeric root to accelerate metabolism, soothe digestion, and flush out toxins. And bioperine, a potent black pepper extract that blocks fat cell formation and improves absorption of all the other nutrients. And finally, inulin, proven to destroy cravings by researchers at Imperial College in England, along with a powerful probiotic gut health blend to eliminate bloating and smooth out digestion. This juice is completely different. It's a strongly bioavailable powder that's packed with high-end nutrients you could never fit inside a tiny capsule. The powerful nutrients are much more readily absorbed by your body when they're mixed with water. Now, 2 of these God-given plants are native to Ikaria and you can only source them from the locals there. But the good news is I can get you access to both of them quickly and easily and for pennies. But this incredible doctor didn't stop there. He searched far and wide to source the highest quality plants in the world from verified, trustworthy suppliers. And finally, he used his contacts at the top FDA-approved professional laboratory in the US to combine all the ingredients into a natural powder that anyone could mix and enjoy as a delicious morning drink. To meet their high standards, this powder had to be 100% safe and reliable, containing only the purest, high-grade ingredients. Regular quality checks had to be performed to ensure that the purity, consistency, and overall caliber matched or even exceeded the finest nutritional supplements in the world. And on top of that, it had to taste delicious when mixed up into a juice. After 4 months, the team of researchers and formulators made an incredible breakthrough. After testing 232 different combinations of this potent formula, they came up with one that simply blew away all of the others in terms of results. The lead researcher called me, breathless with excitement, inviting me to try it. You better believe I told him to ship it to me right away. When the powder arrived the next morning, I mixed a single scoop with water. That was my first glass of Ikaria juice made right here in the USA. And it tasted even better than the original. Sure enough, my steady fat burning continued week after week. All in all, I melted away an amazing 62 pounds of fat and got down to 178 pounds. But would this juice work as well for Sonia? Sonia reminded Dr. Osaka that she couldn't exercise due to her lower back pain. Dr. Osaka assured her it wasn't even recommended to do any strenuous exercise. She could just take the juice. And sure enough, as the juice got to work, her fat started to melt away too. She lost inches from her waist and toned up her belly, buns, arms, thighs, and hips. She was burning up her food like rocket fuel. Week by week, I watched the fat melt from her frame. Her face became slimmer and she looked younger and prettier. She dropped 4 dress sizes in only weeks. Her skin tightened up and looked smoother and more radiant. In just weeks, she looked 10 years younger, and she was delighted to treat herself to a whole new wardrobe. She was overjoyed to fit back into those figure-hugging dresses, yoga pants, and even sexy shirts that showed off her new and gorgeous midriff. She started turning heads. After dropping 38 pounds, she looked stunning, confident, and sexy, and I was proud to be seen with her. And our love life was truly back. We were like blissfully happy newlyweds again, enjoying night after night of amazing passion. We felt closer than ever. Friends, neighbors, and family members were blown away by our transformations and newfound happiness. Most were happy for us, but some were envious, thinking we must have had surgery or somehow cheated. You know, we knew it wouldn't be right to keep this breakthrough hidden when millions of others out there were struggling with their weight. But we knew we had to test a high-powered formula with as many people as possible first. Through Dr. Osaka's network, we found 1,400 overweight people of all ages, men and women, overweight anywhere from 10 to 92 pounds. Some had gained their weight recently. Others had been suffering for decades and were terrified of suddenly dying from a heart attack or stroke. I wasn't sure that would happen, but the results shocked us. Men and women of all ages were burning off as many pounds as they liked. The average weight loss was 28 pounds, and 93% said they reached their ideal weight. The other 7% still said they lost weight, and they were still delighted with the results, especially as losing just 10 or 20 pounds can add years to your life. And that's when I started sharing the formula with my buddies who were also struggling with their weight. This is Mike. He'd been suffering from sluggish energy and belly fat since his divorce. His doctor was upset about his high blood sugar. With the help of this juice, Mike dropped a total of 29 pounds and his glucose levels are looking great again. He can't believe how much his love life perked up and he doesn't need his medications anymore. And this is Rona. She thought she'd be stuck forever in dangerous fat storage mode with high cholesterol. But thanks to a simple glass of Ikaria juice each morning, she eliminated her cravings for unhealthy food, dropped 34 pounds, and now she has energy to burn. Her health markers are great, and her husband Jim is excited about how hot his wife looks these days. And this is Val and John. I had to practically force them to try out the Ikaria juice because they were so skeptical. They didn't want to give up their favorite foods or do any exercise, but now they drink it every day, even on vacation. It was time to share this formula online with as many people as I could, like I said I would. After a few weeks, we were swamped by emails from grateful people thanking us and saying how they were astonished by their rapid weight loss. They dropped anywhere between 10 and 90 pounds without restrictive diets or exercise. Many proudly sent us photos of their new lean bodies. They had revved up their energy levels, electrified their sex drives, and wiped out brain fog. People absolutely loved the simplicity of this done-for-you juice that they can mix and drink in 10 seconds flat every morning. I'm happy to tell you that you too can get the done-for-you version of Ikaria juice yourself. I'm proud to introduce to you the Ikaria Lean Belly Juice, the most potent fat-melting solution ever made. Based on the delicious fat-burning juice of the healthiest population on the planet, Ikaria Lean Belly Juice is now helping tens of thousands of men and women take back control of their weight, their energy, and their lives as they free themselves from unwanted fat. Ikaria Lean Belly Juice is tasty, refreshing, super easy to consume, and you can mix it up in no time. Add 1 scoop to your water or juice every morning, then go enjoy your day as you burn fat non-stop for 24 hours. You'll be flooded with powerful energy, feel great about your body, and say goodbye to embarrassment and frustration about your weight. The Ikaria Lean Belly Juice is perfectly safe and made right here in the USA in a facility certified by the FDA for its good manufacturing practices. It's made from ingredients found in nature and has no known side effects whatsoever.